Next piece, the 5-star filter. We're going to do this, quick exercise, and then we'll go through the framework. Cool. I just kind of put together some pieces that I think are really, really important. Again, they're all, you'll see that the questions are in the framework, but it's another check-in. You can go and have a look at this framework and go, yep, have I got all that sorted? So, and the 5-star filter is a little bit more complex, not as easy to remember as band, but there's a fair bit in here. So priority, the first one, the first thing you want to confirm is priority. So when you're qualifying somebody, is it a high priority, low priority? Like, where are they at with it, right? And that kind of goes with the need in the band framework, if you like. All these things, later, sooner. I think all that's written down, right? Yeah, it is. Later, sooner. What's the urgency around it? And what's the importance? Okay. Readiness. So on one side, you'll have people who have absolutely no clue what they need, and some people who are fully resourced, ready to go. This is a big thing for builders, but it can be like for trades as well. It can just be, there can be some really key things that somebody needs to be aware of or have in place before you can start doing what you need to do, right? You guys understand this. No clue, fully resourced. So we're talking about requirements, we're talking about finance, we're talking about any prerequisites that you need in place before you actually get started. Objectives. And so if you like, these are all kind of, well, I should say they're objective requirements, but it's like, are their objectives unworkable or actually achievable? Have you guys ever kind of come across people who like, they've got these objectives, but they're just not going to work, right? I'm sure you have, right? So I'm asking that and I kind of know the answer. Three main things we can talk about when we're talking about objectives: speed, price, and quality. What's that saying? You can have two of those, but you can't have all three. Something like that. Expectations. These ones are a little bit more subjective. And so when you're speaking with people, do they have unreasonable or realistic expectations? Really simple stuff. And that we're mainly talking about their like timeframes. What are their requests? Like, is their time frame an unreasonable time frame, or is it actually realistic? Their requests and their idea of what value is, right? Value versus price, of course. Attitude. Anyone ever had someone with a frustrating attitude? It's like, let's just filter them out straight away, right? So I think about frustrating or genuine attitude, and personally, I only deal with them if they've got a genuine type attitude. And what is that? There's three versions. Who here has read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? No? Great book. It's an old one, but it's a really good one, written by a guy by the name of Stephen Covey. And you'll probably find that there's a whole lot of self-help material out there these days that was written on the basis of what he wrote in that book, right? That's like just rewritten parts of the book. And he talks about, like creating, there's some people who create lose-lose situations, win-lose situations, or win-win. Your goal is always win-win, right? So in other words, if you're finding that you've got someone who's trying to put you into a lose-lose situation or a win-lose situation, where inevitably someone wins and somebody loses, that's always going to be a bad situation. So a simple filter is, does everybody win out of this? Right? And the same thing is going to be like, if you go into a situation where it looks like you're going to win and somebody else is going to lose, more than likely that's going to end badly, and probably going to end badly for you as well. Right? So I tend to try to steer away from those situations no matter what. Make sense? It's a really helpful frame when you're just dealing with somebody. It's like, what does this look like? Is it win-win? And it's such a simple thing. Such a simple thing. All right. So on the basis of that, hopefully you guys have got that stuff down. Let's talk about what am I doing here? Oh, okay. There's 3 questions that we're asking. The first one, the first level is like, can you help them? right? The client. And will they pay? Okay. So can you help them? Will they pay? And at the last kind of two levels, it's like, do you like them? Do you actually want to work with them?